Alright, so I'm going to draw this and then do the dimensioning portion of it on Fusion if you're one of the Fusion people. So I got Fusion open. I'm starting a new design. I'm going to start by making a sketch. Um, hmm. Yeah, I'll make a sketch here. And I'm actually going to pull this drawing, wherever it may be, onto my other page so it makes it easier for me to follow. Alright, so what do I got here? I got a 5 by 2, 5 by 2, just like we would an inventor. Going to extrude this sucker to be 3 inches thick. Alright, so that can be this view. I rather would like the orientation to be like this, but we're going to go with it like this for now. And then I got to go in and make a sketch here, and I want to add some points because I am going to use the center point there, right on the 1, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 points that I have to come in here and dimension respectively. The first point should be 0.75 away. The second point should be 1 from the first point, and then 1 1/4 on each of the subsequent points from each other, 1.25. Okay, so I have my points, and now I have to deal with my holes. So I'm actually going to tilt this thing. Don't have my free rotate, which I miss. I want to look at it this way. All right. So once we're up here, we can create our holes, and we do that using the hole tool. And this is fairly simple. You click on the point, and then you put in the information that is required. So the first hole here is going to be a counter bore according to our instructions. And then pretty much the arrows tell you what we're dealing with here. So this counter bore is going to be 0.75 here. So let me grab that, 0.75. And it's going to go down 0.5. Whoopsies, I gotta go edit that. Let's go back into bodies and sketches. I believe it was this sketch. I'm gonna have to do a big Control Z on that one, I'm afraid. So I did make an uh-oh there. So I'll go back into here to the hole. So once again, the overall depth of the hole, which is the first one, is 2 inches. The counterbore diameter is 0.75. The counterbore depth is 0.5. And is there anything else we require here? This information we can leave the same. We don't have to really mess with that. So this is going to be our first hole. This needs to be 0.5, so I do need to mess with that a little. Okay, so 2 overall, regular is 5, 0.75, and depth of 0.5. So that is our first hole. Our second hole, we need to go back to that sketch to do our second hole. So we're going to turn that sketch back on like so. And I'm going to go back to hole, and I'm going to click this point right here. Our second hole is a countersink. Once again, this is a through hole right here. So it's a simple hole, it is a through hole. So the distance right here is all, so it's through, so we switch the distance to all. The diameter of the counterbore right here is going to be 1 inch, and the diameter of the hole is going to be 0.5, and the angle is going to stay the same. So that is hole 2. Hole number 3, we go to create, we go to hole, select hole number 3. Hole number 3 is a simple hole. Nothing fancy going on, and it is through 0.5. So right there, that's all we got to do. And then our final hole, if we're going in here, we're going to click on this. Our final hole is another counter bore, so I'm going to grab my counter bore. It has an overall distance of 1 inch. It has an overall diameter 0.25, and then we've got 0.375 here and 0.25. Okay, so this is our last hole. So we get all of these in here. I'm going to save this as 7.2. I'm going to call it hole block. And I'm going to hit save. So right there, got all of this going. And now I can actually go and do a drawing from design. You know I like to use my Arlington template. So I'm going to use my Arlington template. I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to bring this drawing in like so. But I think the scale is going to have to be a little closer to 1:1. Let's see. And I think I can make 1:1 fit. Click OK. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to project over to the side. That works for me. OK. And I am going to continue on my way here with a section view. So right here I can do a section of this drawing. I want to go in the middle. I come out a little before I start. I go here, and then I'm going to hit continue, and I'm going to bring my section view down like so. So this creates a section view. This is going to have to get moved up to make sure I can get some of my dimensions in here properly. Everything looks a bit large, so we're going to actually go in and see if I can change this. That is not a good one. I want point, let's see, does it let me do custom? No. I really want like a 0.75 to 1. But I think I'm going to have to settle on a 1 to 2. That's the best it's going to give me. I think for this sheet size, that's about as good as it's going to get. All right. So because we have the section view on this, move this up a little. Because of the section view right here, I do not need to show all of these hidden lines. I can make that solid like so. And I have to come in here and do some dimensioning now. So obviously I'm going to add my center marks where needed. I'm also going to do my bisecting center lines where needed. I'm going to set this up with regular chain dimensioning. So I'm going to do an overall dimension like so. And then I'm actually going to do some chain dimensioning based off of all of these. Now these should be inside, so I actually probably should do this as a regular dimension to start, and then I'll chain off of that like so. And now I can go in and start doing my chains. So go to the next one, go to the next one, and go to the next one. And I will go in and see if I can adjust any of this so it's a little bit nicer. Like this 0.75's got to go to the outside so that this one can go in there. There we go. That's nice and tidy. Do this side over here, here to here. And then once more from here to here. And here. And the last thing I'm gonna do is I gotta do my hole call outs here. So not sure if there is a specific thing for holes, so we're gonna see what happens when I do this. And that is not gonna cover it. So unlike Inventor, when we're doing our dimensions here, we actually have to type a little bit of stuff. So like this first one, you got to pay attention, has that dimension come up right there that says 0.75, and that's for the counter bore we put in. So you got to know exactly what it is. So like when we go to do the text here, I got to actually put in the dimensions for the hole, so I got to go over here and do the hole, which was 0.50, and this hole has a depth of 2.00. Then I got to hold shift and hit enter to drop this down, and then I have a counter bore with a depth of 0.5. And that is that. So that's the information there. That is a pain in the butt compared to Inventor, but it's what we have to do with Fusion, so hopefully that'll be an update that comes down the road. And I go in and I just have to go through the rest of my stuff. So this is our Countersink here. Computer's having a heart attack. There we go. And then we're going to do our diameter. So we got a diameter of 0.5 through, hold shift, hit enter, and we have a countersink, which looks like this. And the countersink is at 82 degrees. Right there, that is that one. And I might even put in the 0.00 here. And I should put in the indicate the angle, and we will continue on. So we're gonna come over here. This is a 0.5, and it is a through, but we can actually add a tolerance in because it's asking for a tolerance, and it's asking for a symmetrical tolerance, so plus or minus, and then it's at plus or minus 0.00. .002. It should be 002, not 012, but you would have to override this. So we're actually just going to hit cancel there, and I'm going to override that, remove the tolerance. Oh, there's where I'm setting it. There we go, 002. And I got to change my precision to let that appear. So there we go. And then I would type afterward through because it is a through hole. And finally, we are going to add the dimension here. And there's a whole bunch of stuff going on with this one. Okay. So I made a boo-boo because I should always click the outside circle, not the inside circle. So in Inventor, it doesn't really matter. But here it does in fact really matter. So I'm clicking the circle. And then that is for our counter bore. So we got to do our actual hole first, which is a diameter of 0.25. And it goes down to a depth of 1 inch. We hold shift and hit enter. We throw in our counter bore symbol before, and then we throw in our depth of 0.25. And there you have it. That is all the information you should need to create this drawing. Upon doing that, you can then submit it by creating the output of a PDF. So if you have to use Fusion, this is how we would do that. All right. Very good. I hope that helped, and good luck.